Welcome to the Talk It Out Show. I'm your host, Joanne. We would like to let you know that this show is for entertainment purposes only. If you want to look us up on Facebook or Twitter, go ahead and look us up at the Talk It Out Show. If you want to go ahead and email us any of your questions, email us at talkitoutshow@gmail.com. And if you need to go ahead and physically send any of your questions to us, you can go ahead and send it to our P.O. Box. That's P.O. Box 901043, Portland, Oregon 97290. Well, as you know, I have my panel of lovely ladies and introduce those lovely ladies to you. To my right, we have Lauren.
Hello, everybody.
And we have our lovely Leah.
Hello.
All right, you guys. It's so good to have you guys here. And of course, we want to help one of our listeners out there. They have written into us and they have said, Talk It Out panel, please keep me anonymous. I have a question. At what age do parents let their daughters use tampons? My daughter is 13 years old and says a lot of her friends use them, even some of the girls who are still in elementary. I personally have not haven't used them until after I was 18 years old. I do not think it's appropriate for a child to use them. Just wondering what everyone else's thoughts are.
I don't think it's appropriate for them to use it either. It's a decision they can make when they become an adult. Especially, you can teach them to use it the proper way and stuff like that, but just because they're 13, they don't understand the importance of really being clean and taking care of themselves. And
Yeah.
you got the TSS that you got to worry about and all that, so...
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Because, it is hard. I mean, I guess for me, just even now, a lot of the stuff that mine probably would be ready. I know because I talked about mine and talked about everything in mine, but because I want them to know everything. I got a whole bunch of girls and then also, too, they were developing faster and the doctors was like, what is going on, But it's never been my preference, ever. And just... ever. Like, even after I was older, when I become sexually active, I just can't see myself doing it. I just couldn't. But I know that it is, for some people, a lot of people, like, girls who are active, a lot of people in sports, it's more convenient.
It is.
Yeah, when you're doing sports and things like that.
It is.
But I do agree with you. What you're saying is, and I'm sorry, I ain't trying to be mean, but these like you call them millennials, whatever. They be so smart in some areas, and then they be dingy in others, and I could just see them forgetting. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I see what you're saying. It's like if you just like an active parent and staying on top of it, and
that's still hard to stay up on top. Right, you're not going in the bathroom with them
right all the time. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know. It's a hard. You have to be real comfortable with yourself too, I think, as well. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different types. There's the ones that have applicator. There's the ones that don't. People are very environmentally conscious now. So there's some people that just they don't want the ones that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Things like that. So and so you would have to be extra comfortable with your body to be able to, be able to do that. So I do feel that. No, I do feel that it would be something that you would have to. It might be a person to wait, like you said, wait till they're a little bit older and decide on their own. If that's something that they want to do, I guess, probably learn about the different. And they got so many new options too. They got other options now. I'm kind of like, and then they have underwear now too.
They have underwear?
Yes, they have underwear that's period underwear.
What does it do?
I guess there's something in there, or whatever that I guess it's called starts with an S. Splendies. That's it. It's a company called Splendies. Yes. Mm-hmm. So they, anyway, people gonna find ways. And I do like the I've been starting to think about myself how they have the little pack. You get the girl ready and get the little Ziploc. the little pouch, and have everything in there for her with the wipes and all that different type of stuff. So that if something does happen when she's at school or whatever, having that with you at all times. I did because awesome things and ideas that I've seen. But I also think it's just, to the relationship that you have with your child too, and if that. But I was thinking about what you were saying in the sense of looking at the age. Hopefully, we don't know who's sexually active or not at the early age or not, but and also thinking too, when you don't have, even if the child's not active in that area or whatever, and you don't want that destroying their hymen or something like that for reason, let me put tampon, you know what I mean?
I understand the purpose of a tampon as I was younger, and I did use mine when I was younger. But there's so many different elements.
Right.
Like you need to make sure it goes in further enough.
Yeah.
Because if not, then it's hard to say it. It's hard to do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you take it out every often.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So there's so much.
Mm-hmm.
And like you were saying, millennials are computer savvy, smart engineers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're really good at. But they're not, I'm going to say that, like the street smart or the common sense thing is gone. And I think, and not for all of them, but it's just the point that it's something you're going to do because one, as a parent, you're not going to always be up on your child's
all the time.
Monthly, you know, and even if they tell you every month, it's not going to be something like, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, because once you told them, it really is,
right?
It sticks in there. What I did with my daughter is I did like a party, welcome into womanhood, and so everybody came and they came with the stuff that they like to use. And we talked about every issue, every problem, everything of that sort. And I think that gives them that knowledge and understanding because you're not just hearing it from your mother, you're hearing it from all these other different women that already had it. Yeah. And I think that actually really did help. Thanks for the Cosby Show.
That's an awesome idea. That is like, I think that's something that should be done. I can't say that, hey, you guys need to do that, but if you have an opportunity to do something like that, and that's the thing about it is too, is you dealing with a topic that has such a, I guess, stigma or whatever, and I guess for me too, when you even like growing up in the church and you read in the Bible and stuff, it just seems like it's like, like, it just it make it seem so bad, you know what I mean? But
because it's more just a woman thing, so. Men don't get it. They don't understand it. I mean, they know what the purpose. Most guys know what the purpose is. Yeah. But they don't get the whole emotional transition of it. That's why they make fun of it and be like, "Is it you timing them up?" Yeah. And like that's gonna make us feel better. That just ignites a fire.
And some is emotional. There's emotional before, during, and after. Now, they say. There's a pre. PMS, there's pre. Yeah. And then there's during, and then there's after now. There's even an after. So, it'd be like...
And there's that going into it.
Well, yeah, too, but it's like, dang, a whole month I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tripping the whole month, you know what I mean? Because I'm tripping before, I'm tripping during, and I'm tripping after. So, it's like... And I think, I think what it is, I think with anything, it's just like, the more people learn more about it and become... able to talk about it, because my thing is it's part of life. It's our body. It's like, why would we not? It's the process. If you don't have any kids or whatever, it's what your body's going through for you to be able to have kids and stuff like that. I mean, it's the stuff that you have to talk about. And I do believe that the guys need to be educated too. I mean, I really do. I feel it. That they do. I had a conversation with my son. I said, "Ooh, I hope you." It was sensitive to your wife, whoever you end up being with, because I don't know, because he's hardcore, and I'd be like, oh, and he's like, well, of course, right, I'm like, oh my goodness, but it's just, because it's hard, I think, in a lot of times, because when you're not somebody who's in or dealing or experiencing it yourself, I said sometimes you can sympathize, but you can't empathize. You can't empathize because you're not going through it yourself, and you can't sympathize. He of course he's raised around a whole bunch of girls, so he'll really be able to. But I hope so. But like I said, it's a topic, and then the thing about it is everybody goes through different things. Like everybody's so different. Like I got friends that I've talked to, and we all got different experiences of ours growing up. You know, some people don't got no cramps. Some people got cramps. Some, you know, some, you know, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Where you can change into it, because I remember I was grown when I first got my PMS. So I mean, I was grown. When I got mine, and it happened to be at my nephew's birthday party. And it's just something that I remember.
I had pictures of that day too.
Yeah, and I went through an emotional thing. I was crying and angry all at the same time while I was laughing. Mm-hmm. So it was just emotional. And I never had experienced it, so I wasn't connecting the dots. So if it wasn't for my sister saying, oh, it's that. Because I never had it. So it's like something that, when you start young, you'll know if you're going to have PMS. No, you don't know. Mm-mm. And you don't know what it feels like when it's happening. You don't know that you're going through it.
Right.
You don't know. And it's a sensitive subject. But
yeah, but I really do feel that what you were talking about, having that come to womanhood party or whatever, it makes it, to me, like an easier transition. And you know what I mean? And like you said, that was cool. Like if everybody brought what was comfortable for them, this is what I use and why and whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she could hear different experiences too. You know, that's actually an awesome idea, because
I think it helped me eliminate a lot of stuff that normal, because I look at other people's kids and they don't understand the importance of disposing of the used products.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So it's like they don't get that. They don't get the underwear issues. Yeah. They don't get all these different things that come along with it, because you're just telling them the basics.
Yeah.
So you don't think about it. But when you get to actually sit down and each person is putting their stuff, certain things that happen to me might not happen to you. Yeah. Certain things, and it's just, I think it's a wonderful thing, and I thank Cosby Show for that, and I appreciate it.
Oh, did they do that on there?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And I had a women's party.
That's cool.
And I thought it was the best thing since sliced
bread.
bread.
I would have loved something like that. It was so, my experience was the craziest, because I ended up getting mine in outdoor school. And it was horrible because, you're there the whole entire week, and so
you're only limited to 1 or 2 showers.
Yeah, exactly. But what happened is I did the PMS thing. So what happened is I was cramping the whole week. And so it was weird, because I hadn't had it, but I never forget, it came on that Thursday. I think I got picked up on that Friday, but it came on Thursday, and I just kept going to my teacher. Oh, my stomach hurt. And her name was Miss Hug, and everybody was like, Miss Hug, my stomach, it just hurts so bad. I kept every day. And it's funny, because when you're little, you got the people in the thing, and they the junior counselors, right? You ain't thinking when you little kid. You think the junior counselors really old, but they just some high schoolers.
Yeah, I got mine as an adult. I didn't know until I got older, and they offered me to be a
right.
You mean the whole time they were like,
right? I know. So I'm thinking they older, So then I'm like, I never forget. I went and I went to the bathroom, and I had that experience, and I was like, what is going on? But it was so embarrassing, because there were junior counselors. I get back to the cabin, and my junior counselor person had told everybody. So everybody was just looking at me, just staring. I was just like, what's going on? It was just the weirdest thing. And then it was funny, because my mom picked me up, and that Friday, and I just kind of nonchalantly, I'm in the car, and I kind of nonchalantly say something. And she's like, oh my God, I just knew you were so happy. I'm like, how you happy? Like, I just had this feeling. I was like, okay, already. It was just weird. But I didn't get the little celebration or nothing. I really didn't know. I didn't have much guidance, you know what I mean, to know what to do. So I really do believe that.
That's why I thank Cosby Show.
Yeah, I think that's just an awesome thing. I mean, because like I said, you probably had people who brought those things and said, I use those, and this is why. So I do think too, depending on the child, if they are athletic and things like that, and you know what I mean, because sometimes if they're a swimmer, or you know what I mean, there's those things to take into consideration.
And those are things you need to really talk about and sit down and really have
right.
And not just once. You have to have those conversations several times.
Yeah. What you think, Lauren? I know we just chatted it up and then we know everything.
No,
But what you think?
I agree with what you guys were talking about. I agree that that everybody should sit down and discuss the different types. And there is some things now out in today's like the pads. I think when the tampons came around, I was the one, my age, when we had just the. Well, I don't know if it was just the one. I think it was just the pads, and those.
So you just went out and got the cotton yourself, right? No, I'm messing with you. Because I'm not saying
See, I'm in that fast. So anyway, and I was saying.
Oh yeah. You can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I can get it. No.
So. But it was they didn't come out with the ones that stick or the
you talking about
the
ones with the
so the reason the girls were having really problems and the reason why we when we found that we could have the tampons, we ran to that because you have some guy come up, miss, you dropped something.
Oh no!
That's so embarrassing.
Or when you walk this way, the pad goes this way.
Yeah, and then it fall out.
Yeah, they didn't have wings and all
that. Yeah, so it would fall out.
No adhesive.
No, not at all. You just put it in place and you put on like maybe a girdle to hold everything in place. But if you didn't put that girdle on to hold it in place, then somebody would say you dropped something. You this and that, and then of course it doesn't stay in place. So when you flow, it's flowing somewhere else, and that pad is just somewhere else. And so with the tampon, that took care of everything, but you really had, and the reason why people came in toxic shocks and all that kind of stuff is because they leave it in there for, 18 days, and I'm just kidding, but it's up there, and then you never know what type of flower you are, if you're a heavy flower, light, whatever. And then, so you want to get whatever is going to be conducive to that area at that time. So you just see if your child is active and she's tumbling and she's going all over this, that, and the other stuff, she's dancing and something, well, whatever the case may be, a pad may not be just as adequate as a tampon. I know what parents are doing is that something that's entering her, that's getting her ready for a sexual experience. But really, right now, is you try to just do whatever means necessary to get her through those 5 to 7 day periods, and then that makes her more relaxed and more confident because it is a private experience. Even when it's around women, it's just still private. And you don't want to be around and you don't want to have those accidents. And you want to be as secure as possible so that you can be confident as possible. So whatever, like I said, whatever is necessary, not to be trendy, but to be secure. That's all. That's all I can say. Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta use both, depending on the flow.
Not to be trendy,
Not trendy. I'm saying some.
Well, no, you said, but sometimes.
I said depending on the flow.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Sometimes
absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes I had to do both.
You don't want. I mean, that's the problem. I think with a lot of it is there's so many embarrassing moments that can happen.
And then a lot of people will say with the. Oh, sorry. With the tampon, I had an eye appointment yesterday. I'm still kind of. So, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, there's no secure thing with the tampon. They're saying, oh, you change it every couple of hours or whatever the case might be. No. Yeah. You might have a really heavy flow and you need to change it right then. And then another heavy flow comes and I have to change it right then and there. So you never know. So there's you just have to know your body and do that. So a lot of people used to use both because and they have a heavy flow and they need to have that tampon. The tampon doesn't absorb everything, so the pad catch the afterflow. But you just have to know. I mean, like I said, it's a private area, private discussion, and it's something that you have to know your body
and figure it out with that.
I think that was really smart. That what you said is knowing your body, and I guess that's the hard part about it is with this particular question is that person being so young. It's hard to really know your body because you gotta go through a few, times and figure out your pattern. Because when you go to the doctor and they're like, "Oh, are you regular? Or you gotta have it a few times to know." You know what I mean? If I'm a person who is it coming right every month? Is it not?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm the youngest, but I was 9.
That's pretty young. Yeah,
that is very young.
I was 9 when I started mine too.
You were 9?
Oh,
yeah.
I was mad.
Oh wow,
I was hot.
Yeah, 9.
My stomach cramped, and I had begged my mom to make these nachos. And when you're younger, you think that's having a ribeye.
Yeah.
No, you think it's like a ribeye steak back then. They're like, nachos, mom, I want these nachos. So she finally made me these nachos, and I was cramping, and I cramped, and then my cousins came over, and it was so funny. Because my mom used to have this candy dish. And so it was just for anybody to take it. And so she was like, "You guys want some candy?" No, thank you.
That's what you said?
No, that's what they said.
Oh, they said nothing.
And then when my mom would walk away, they would stuff their pockets with this candy. Like you couldn't see that the bowl was like overflowing. and then it's way down here now. So that just tickled me. And then I couldn't eat the nachos, and they was tearing the nachos, and I was mad.
Probably mad.
Because I was like, those are my nachos.
Yeah, right.
You don't know how long I begged her nachos. And I'm going to tell you, I don't remember her making nachos after that either. So that's just like, so it's still, and I was so mad because I wasn't scared, so maybe she prepared me. I don't remember being prepared or whatever. I just said, "Mom, it's that time," and blah, blah, blah. She came, gave me the stuff. And then I just laid on the floor and my stomach was hurting. That was it.
So you wanted the nachos before it came, or like?
Yeah, I didn't know I was coming. I didn't know. This was my first.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was your very first one. Okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't like scared of where how some parents haven't talked to the kids, so then it's coming out and they're like, ah.
Yeah.
I wasn't that one, but I was I was cramping, so I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
We never had a discussion about that, so I didn't know, and I was just like, oh, my stomach hurt, and now they eat my nachos, and then after my stomach stopped hurting, there was no nachos.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it was a sad moment for me.
Yeah.
We can all, say a little prayer about that.
I was not. I knew it was like you just sit there and go, what happened? What is that? Like what? And to be at outdoor school, and I was like,
that's the worst place because you only get 2 showers a week.
Yeah,
and that's
really nice. I was at the end of the week.
Yeah, and that was nice because sometimes it's like 1 shower. It's either 1 or 2 showers that you got for the whole week.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, at outdoor school, you didn't get a whole bunch, and you stayed 7 days or 5 days, whatever the thing.
Yeah.
You stayed a long time, and you got 1
and you out in the
or 2.
wilderness, learning about them plants. And
yeah, so there was no.
We used to being able to take showers every day and stuff like that.
So to start on that would have been like the worst.
Yeah.
And then, like she said, she was cramping, so nobody thought to give her some medicine.
Yeah.
I don't even think Midol was out that back then. So
I don't know.
I think Midol was. I don't think Pamprin was. There was Pamprin and Midol. I think Midol might have been, but Pamprin
I don't remember
Midol.
Midol.
But the thing what's weird?
I don't either.
I have went my whole life. This is so strange. Without using those, and I'm like. But then I was like, refer, I give it to my cousin or little cousin or something. I'm like, why did I never use this? I'm like, why did I ever think? And it did really help her too. So I'm like, why did I ever think to use that type of? I guess I just always just used ibuprofen or something. But I didn't think to ever.
I didn't know
something like that.
Yeah,
it'll tackle some more than just.
Immediately because the ibuprofen won't. It takes a while for it.
Right.
And then you done finish menstrual, then it comes like, hey,
but that will attack some of the, some of the even the craziness going on.
Midol took care of everything.
And I've never done it. I was like, I'm like, why did I not?
I didn't know it was out back then. Hey, next question.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is kind of easy. All right. So we have another one. It says this is the one I was thinking about. Yes. I am a 30-year-old woman. I've been married for almost 10 years. I love my husband with all my heart. We have 4 beautiful children, but here's the dilemma. I'm the sole provider for my family. I have and always have been. I always struggle with this for most of the relationship. Whenever I bring conversation with him, it turns into a big argument. I feel like I can't depend on him when it comes to him finding a job and keeping it. When he does get a job, it really pays anything, and I still end up paying for everything because his check is too little. I supported him in whatever he wants to do as far as school-wise problem there is. He will finish, but do nothing with it. So I resolved myself into being that one that goes to work, and he's the one that stays home and cares for the children. But really, I'm not okay with that because deep down inside, I know that if an emergency should arise momentarily, he can't provide. Quite frankly, I'm getting tired of all of his excuses. Him blaming me for not being able to work because he has to keep the kids all the time. When I feel like I have to work 12 hours to make ends meet because whenever he gets a job, it's a crappy one. Like he minds as well to stay home. With so little money at this point, I'm just ready to call it quits. Pack my kids up and leave and arrange visitations. So I need some unbiased opinions and advice from you followers. I love you guys, by the way.
I didn't get it. So basically she's a provider and he doesn't do anything but he complains and says that him watching his kids is stopping him from getting a job.
Well, what it is he's basically always having crappy jobs. You can't keep jobs. And she supported everything that he's done. He even went to school to try to better dedication to get certain jobs, but he doesn't keep them. And so she's always had to kind of basically hold everything down. And then so she decided to just have him stay home, watch the kids, while she works. But she's saying, and deep down inside, that's even still bothering her. Because she's like, if something happened tragically, like they need some more extra money, because she's just making ends meet, then there's nothing there, extra. And so she's basically feeling like, if I'm doing all this by myself, I might as well call it quits, take the kids, but I don't know. For me, I have an issue because of the fact that watching kids is a job in itself. It's a big job. It's like no joke. So, I mean, I feel that a lot of times, and that's what I'm saying. For me, it's like that's a good situation for her. I mean, unless she wants to switch out. I mean, but I don't know if he would hold a job down really good enough for her to do it. But that's a job. So
in this day and age, there's a lot. The dynamics of the household has changed.
Yes.
Everybody's still, and because the dynamics have changed, you still have people still thinking about the tradition. Mm-hmm. The man goes out to work, the woman stays home, but the woman can't stay home now. Mm-hmm. It takes 2 incomes on almost one. Right. If she is she's holding her job down. Mm-hmm. She's been married 10 years. Mm-hmm. He had those traits prior to them being married. He's taking care of the kids, and they care for how many kids she got? 4? Yeah. That you're talking about 2 or 3, almost $3,000 a month for daycare, unless you get some family member to do it. Right. And if they're in school or whatnot, one of the parents being home when that child comes home from school is very beneficial. Right. And so instead of looking at, I keep saying this, instead of looking at what he ain't doing, a lot of people don't understand until they do leave. Mm-hmm. When you leave, then you say, oh wow, yeah, he took out the garbage every day. Oh, oh wow, he made this dinner every day. I didn't have to cook dinner. And oh wow, he probably did the homework with the kids. Yep. Oh my gosh, I did. Mommy, no, you're tired, and he's filtering so that you can rest and that you can be, you can rest and whatnot, and then he's doing what a woman used to be able to do. I've seen a lot of families that way where the woman has a career. Mm-hmm. She's pulling in, $150,000 a year, and the husband is making sure that home is good and stuff like that. He'll eventually get into a hobby. If he was out racking your money, taking that.
Like he's watching the kids, but he's not making sure the house is a home. You know what I mean? When the women used to stay home and watch the kids, they did the laundry, they did clean, they did this, they cooked, they did blah blah. So what if he's just watching the kids? For her to complain, I don't think the full benefit. She's not receiving the full benefit.
Not doubt it. No, and that might be true, but for women to complain, no, I don't know. People complain because, and some wise woman told me this. I was going through something, and my friends came over and said, "You don't need to do this. You need to do this, that, and the other." And all of a sudden, I thought it was a problem. And so therefore, I was like, this is not fair to me. This is not fair. We're going to sit down and talk about this because this is not fair. How dare you? And then I find out that what we was doing in our dynamics of our family, inside our family, was working. Other people's ideals and traditions does not work in. If you look into my life, you'd be like, damn, ooh, wow. But it works because I'm a different type of person. Right. So if you were anything other than that, if you tell me, no, I can't do this, no, I can't do that, we're gonna have an argument because my dynamics is different. I may listen to you if it's something wrong, but I'm the type of person who will go out and when you come back, I done remodel stuff, I done did something, and I didn't talk to nobody about it, and that's it. But I'm just saying, people live different lives, and but if she comes home, if she came home,
if this been going on for 10 years, something ain't.
No, this been going. That's exactly what you're getting ready to say. This been going on 10 years. It must have worked. It must have worked for 10 years. If it's been going on for 10 years, and like I said, when you met him, was he like Johnny going to work every day? Apparently not. And you said I do. So if you said I do when he was, I quit this job because I really didn't like it and stuff like that, you probably said, honey, don't worry about a move in. You can just go on and move in and you don't have to worry about that.
No.
And then, wait a minute, you know what, we might as well just get married and stuff like that so we can do this, that, and the other. So it was there. He got a job, he quit, and they made me mad. Yeah, they told me I couldn't, just because I was 5 minutes after break, talking about don't do it again. I don't like people tell me what to do. So therefore, I quit. So and you went, Now, it's probably tiring because everybody's saying, oh, yeah, my husband does this, and my husband does that, and my husband does this. Oh, yeah, my husband got a raise and stuff like that. And you're just sitting there because you can't say what your husband does. That may embarrass you because your dynamics of your household is totally different.
You. If you're embarrassed about something that you're happy with.
But she might have not thought was happy because she's looking at other people's lives and their family dynamics. But
their family dynamics is like if they had all those kids, they're paying another mortgage.
What is it? It's five.
So you're paying another mortgage. Yeah. So sometimes a man working is not bringing in much to take care of the child care.
No.
So me saying, "Ooh, my man work" is irrelevant because I remember when my husband has always been a worker. So when he got laid off and he was having a hard time getting a job, my goal was just to still support and because I knew he was looking and I knew he was going to interviews and he was applying. So my thing was to support. But people can, like Lauren said, make you feel bad because they were like, well, is he really looking for a job? And it's like, don't question what's going over here. This is my household.
Right. But if you got people coming over to you and saying,
but that's when
that's what I'm saying.
You stop it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the whole point is you got to nail it in this because people are going to feel the need to tell you just like they feel the need to help you be a parent. They feel the need to help you do this. And now they want to feel to help you be a wife and what you need to say. But again,
and she might stop it, but it may have gotten into her head or at that time after a big discussion like that or you watching the movie. I've seen that when you watching the movie and you see this great family dynamic that was on page 6, 7, 8 of the script. That's not reality, but a script. Right. And then you're looking at your husband, and at that time your husband might be asleep on the couch, and really that kind of would infuriate because you just finished working, and you don't know what he went through. He might have had to get up, and the kids may be like teenage and whatnot, but they have a parent in the home, which 2 parents working, you will have to have a stranger in the home or another part of your family at home to help out. So with a parent at the home, in the home, there, and I'm sure if the kids say, "Daddy, I'm hungry," he's not just sitting there talking about, "Wait till your mom gets home." And I'm sure if you say, "Oh, honey, can you make that sweet and sour so and so that you always make, or whatever you do? Can you make that when I get home? I really appreciate it." And he said, "No, I'm tired." Yeah, I got that. I'm wet. So anyway, I can't talk no more because I got told shut up.
I was just trying to tell you quiet.
But I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying because I remember one time
be satisfied where you are.
I get what you're saying because I remember one time I wanted my husband to be a handyman. I saw a friend. I did because I saw a friend and her husband was fixing up houses and stuff. Just a handyman. It just seems so much fun. Like, ooh, my husband have a handyman. Then when you sit down and talk to her, she's like, and then I got to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I got to hold a class and I got to do. I was like, well, I wasn't going to be a handyman's wife. So, it might not match. Yeah, when you start talking about stuff like what I have done, so that's why she got a handyman husband because she was on handyman wife. Yeah. I'm not a handyman wife, so there would be some issues. Did you wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning time I hold up a glass and here's a brick? Right. Well, now we fight. Now we have marriage counseling trying to save our marriage. Right. So, what Lauren is saying is absolutely correct. I get what you're saying. It can be that influence on you where you all of a sudden have this dream and you be like, well, my husband should be able to do that too. Don't put limitations. Don't put stuff on your husband on somebody else. Well, don't put what you see on somebody their husband's doing and put it on your husband because that's when you are going to have some problems. That's where you're going to have the roller coaster because you're trying to change your husband. Right. And so you're changing the dynamic in your relationship. Accept your relationship. It might not. One thing I've learned is it might not be like everybody else's marriage at all. It might not be like that at all, but it works for you. Yeah. Like I'm a different type of parent than a lot of people, but it works for me. I'm a different type of wife, but it works for my husband. We counter each other out. It works. So people can go, I can't deal with that because it wasn't meant for you to deal with it. Exactly. It was meant for me to deal with it, and I deal with it just fine. You do you over there, I'm going to do me over here, and it works, and it has worked. And so me looking at somebody else, you have to stop because that's not the dynamic. Because you got to also look, if you want your husband to be this way, are you the wife to be connected to that? Yeah. Because if you're not that type of wife, you need to hold back. Because I knew once I was talking to that wife and she was like telling me all that stuff, I knew I was not the wife for that. Then I could not have a husband like that because I'm not the wife for that. No, I'm just not. You go ahead and put the doorknob on the door, and that's hey, because I ain't got to help you with that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Well, I'm not a handyman, but the husband is a hard worker, and I can count on whatever he said that he's going to do. So that means a lot more to me. Now, there's some limitations that he can't do, and so I'm not going to say I need to do that, nor am I going to look at somebody else's husband and go, oh, I wish my husband would do just like that.
But it's a habit. Sometimes
but I learned that painfully. That's what I'm saying. I learned that painfully. And like I'm saying, so that you don't have to go through the pain. Yeah. Think about, this is an exercise that everybody should do. Take a piece of paper and put on a list of the things that he does do. Not that what he doesn't do, what he does do. Put a list of it. Just what he does do. The things, the little things that he does do that bring and think about it. Don't just sit there and I only can think of 3 things. Think about it. Go through the day and look at and see the little teeny things that you probably think is insignificant, but when it's gone, you'll be like, oh my gosh. And then when you get with somebody else, you'll be like, oh my gosh,
why am I with this person?
This person, and he used to do this and that because you're waiting. Because sometimes you take people for granted. Women, and same way with men. Men take women for granted. You know, I come home and the house is clean and but it's supposed to be. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not supposed to be. And she's working and bringing in the money. That's helpful. Mm-hmm. She's helping you to be the head of the household. So you got little stuff like that. So the same way. He got the kids. When I'm tired, when I come home tired, he's in there playing with the kids, or they're playing video games or something, and I can really rest. Mm-hmm. He made a sandwich for me today. Mm-hmm. He said some kind words. He rubbed my feet today. Mm-hmm. So think of the little things that he does do, and write it down, and stop looking at the negative that he doesn't do. And he does all this, but he don't keep a job. And I said that's a job in itself. Making sure that
that's
you're
a 24-hour job.
Making sure that you're happy and the kids.
Yeah, that's a 24-hour job, 7 days a week.
Get some relief. They leave houses.
Yeah,
like that.
they work. They say, "I want to work."
Woo! Yeah, I'll go because they want to get away from that.
Yes,
because you can't escape that.
That's not an easy job.
That's there all the time.
It's a hard job for women, so I don't know why women feel like it's gonna be an easy job for me.
Right? Exactly.
And I don't get that conversation.
Yeah. Because I know it ain't easy at all.
So that's all I'm saying.
I think you're very correct in that. And that's what I was thinking, especially like you said, this day and age it's too expensive. Childcare is so expensive, it's ridiculous. And it takes one person to work, and then just imagine you work, and your whole check go to that. It's nothing. It's not going into the household at all. It's just going to that.
And after school care is just the same.
Exactly.
Just for you, so that you can wait till you get off work, and then don't have a job that's like, because you got night care now. You got people that's working 11 to 7 and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you're trying to find somebody that you try to find Susie or somebody to stay overnight with your child. Right. But you still need because these are your kids.
And that pays more, and they doing less.
Yeah.
That pays more because it's nighttime.
Yeah, I wanted to do that so bad. I did. I wanted to do night care so bad because
that's easy money.
Well, sometimes it is because you have the ones that. Of course, when they're
if it's a baby, no. But
no. Even toddlers or whatever, it's because they're not at their home.
Yeah.
So they're not going to sleep like until they get comfortable with you, and that you become a part of their dynamic. Yeah. So they're going to be up every 15 minutes crying for their mom, and then that's going to wake up the other ones, and they're going to cry. So it's not really the easiest thing. Yeah. But just think. It's a trauma to the child because they're somewhere else. They're not at home. They're at home with a parent.
Yes, exactly.
You can't put money on that.
No, you can't. You can't. And people don't understand how, regardless of whatever we think our living situations, how comfortable our children are in their homes. Yeah. They are. They want to. I want to be here all
with not a stranger, but not with a stranger, but with a parent. Yeah. Because you can. A lot of people will say, I'll hire somebody to come in. But if it ain't part of the family where the child is really, really comfortable, and sometimes that's not even comfortable.
Right.
Because you don't know cousin so and so or nephew so and so or aunt so and so. You don't know what they're.
You don't know the safety of your child.
You don't know. No. So. When it's with a parent, that's not 100% foolproof either. But it's a lot more than it is if it was not. So like I said, it's you have to look at the diet. If you feel that he's not doing anything, you don't need nobody's approval. If he's not doing anything, he's not helping. The kids are just starved, and so when you get home from work, you got to really feed them everything because they haven't eaten since you left. Yeah. The baby's still in the same diaper you left with. All this, if it's just that, then you know you're answering.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us. We'll be here next time on the Talk It Out Show.